Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. A son who has just lost his mother. A husband whose wife died minutes ago. A mother-in-law grieving for her daughter-in-law taken away by COVID in her 20s. There are tears of pain, but there is also rage and there is growing fury.
हॉस्पिटल ना आए, अपने घर में बैठे रहे बस। यहाँ के मारने के लिए हॉस्पिटल बिल्कुल भी ना आए। हॉस्पिटल में कोई भी इलाज नहीं है। जो अपने आप बच रहा है, अपनी किस्मत से बच रहा है, बस वही जी रहा है, अदरवाइज सब मर के जा रहे हैं यहाँ से।
The poor of India say they've been left alone to fend for themselves at the doors of hospitals, too crowded, too overrun to make space for them.
बिना ऑक्सीजन के मार दिया ही नहीं है। रात को ऑक्सीजन बंद कर दी। 11 बजे तक बतला रहा फोन पे।
There are 500 beds in the Ambedkar Hospital in the national capital treating COVID patients. They were ordered to add another 400 on the 20th of April by the Delhi government. It is still not enough.
14 घंटे हो गए उसको ऑक्सीजन नहीं लगाया। 14 घंटे के अंदर ऑक्सीजन नहीं लगा तो 14 घंटे तो कल ने बिताए बैठ के।
Outside, desperate families plead for beds, for doctors, for oxygen, just any help, any person to talk to. As ambulances load bodies two to a van, sometimes four. To come here is to confront the human beings behind the data, the loneliness of their grief, the anger at having been treated as orphans of the state. There is no one even to talk to these men and women, leave alone to guide them. This man, Ram Nivas, has just been told minutes ago that his wife didn't survive. His tears turn to anger, and with no one else to engage with him or talk to him, he lashes out at the hospital.
10 बजे आए हाँ 10 बजे के बाद मैं इनके हाथ जोड़े, पैर पकड़े, सिर भी रखा मैंने डॉक्टरों से कहा इसे एक गोली दे दो, लेकिन उन्होंने एक बार नज़र भरकर उसे देखा भी नहीं। और अब जो है फॉर्मेलिटी जब मर गई, फॉर्मेलिटी पूरी करने के लिए जो डॉक्टर्स लगे पड़े हैं सारे डॉक्टर जो है, आप कहाँ से आ गए हो डॉक्टर? जो जब से जो 10 बजे से रहा, एक गोली तक नहीं दी गई। कभी कहे उसके पास जाओ, कभी कहे उसके पास जाओ, कभी कहे उसके पास जाओ, और एक गोली तक नहीं दी उसने। वो बेचारी मर गई। अब जो मेरी बीवी मर गई।
अरे भैया हमारी मिला को कहूँ नहीं कदर की ना। अरे 4 5 जगह लेके गए।
In another corner, Savitri, a homemaker, has to call the family and let them know that Vimla, her daughter-in-law, only in her 20s, has not made it.
अरे भैया विमला चली गई। अरे हमारी विमला की कदर नहीं की न कहूँ। भैया आया।
She went hunting from hospital to hospital till she came here. Who cares for the poor? Who cares for the poor? Who cares for the poor? Is the only thing she keeps repeating.
हमारा बहुरिया है। सवेरे लेके आए कहीं कोरोना नहीं ना। भेज दिन इधर कौन हॉस्पिटल ला, वहाँ लेके गए, वहाँ चेकअप कहीं कोरोना है। वहाँ से भेज दिन वहाँ मेहर जमुना पार कहीं वहाँ ले जाओ, वहाँ बेड खाली है, वहाँ लेके गए, वहाँ कहीं ना बेड खाली ना डॉक्टर ना को नहीं। अरे दैया बिल लेके अंदर यहाँ लेके आन भर्ती किन तोरे घरी आराम रहा सिलेंडर हटा देन दिखाओ खातिर लगा देन ऑक्सीजन लगायन सबको बाहर निकाल देन ऑक्सीजन हटा देन मरीज मर गया कहीं जाओ लेके.
Health workers in hospitals in India are overstretched. They are short of everything, of staff, of beds, of drugs, of nurses, and above all, of oxygen. More than one senior medic has broken down in tears.
We have young patients who will die in the matter of 2 hours. I request you, please send oxygen to us. We need oxygen for our patients. Please send oxygen to us. Please don't harass our patients. They will die. They need oxygen. We can save them.
We have to literally manage patients at home with oxygen, and this is not something we are enjoying. So I really want all of you to follow a few things that I really am requesting you to follow. First, आप लोग प्लीज सेफ रहो. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि आपको 1 साल से कोरोना नहीं हुआ है इसलिए आप कोई सुपर हीरो हो या आपकी इम्यूनिटी बहुत अच्छी है और आपको ऐसे कुछ नहीं होगा, तो आप गलत फहमी में हो. हम यंग लोगों को देख रहे हैं. I mean, we have a 35-year-old who's on the ventilator and we are not able to help people now. So we really don't want any of you to be in that situation.
But as hospitals put up notices like this one saying no oxygen available and shut their gates at emergency wards, among ordinary people, the unfortunate and easy target remains the health system.
हॉस्पिटल ना आए, अपने घर में बैठे रहे बस.
यहाँ के मारने के लिए
हॉस्पिटल बिल्कुल भी ना आए. हॉस्पिटल में कोई भी इलाज नहीं है. जो अपने आप बच रहा है, अपनी किस्मत से बच रहा है, बस वही जी रहा है. अदरवाइज सब मर के जा रहे हैं यहाँ से.
The collapsing health system where helpless grieving families lash out at equally helpless, exhausted health workers is made worse by the fact that families are having to sign consent forms that say if those they love die because there is not enough oxygen or because the hospital did not have a ventilator, it would be no one's fault. "21-year-old Jatin had to do exactly that. His father died soon after. In some way, these forms are like 2021's versions of a modern-day death warrant.
ऐसा साइन करवाया है कि यहाँ से शिफ्ट कर लीजिए, यहाँ पे आईसीयू बेड नहीं है, अगर हमारे कुछ हो गया तो हमारी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है.
तो 21 पे आपको इतना बड़ा फैसला लेना पड़ा कि आपको इस तरह का कंसेंट फॉर्म साइन करना पड़ा.
यस मैम. क्या कर सकते हैं मैम, बताओ.
The hours roll on. Those who cannot get any hospital help have now started turning to non-medical options, like this Gurdwara in a satellite town of Delhi that offers an oxygen langar. Temporary intervention with cylinders placed at the main road of its premises. The explosion of anxiety and desperation here is frightening.
ऑक्सीमीटर तो इतना जल्दी से ऑक्सीमीटर तो डॉक्टर साहब ऑक्सीमीटर तो ऑक्सीमीटर चाहिए.
आ गए भैया, आ रहे लेके
Back at the hospital, as night falls, the ambulances are stacking up one after the other, but the hospital is still full up. At the back of one ambulance is Rajkumari, in her 50s, gasping for breath. Her son Rahul has been on the street since 9 a.m. That's almost 12 hours now, and no hospital has let them in.
Do you remember which all hospitals you've gone to?
RML, LNJP, Safdarganj and GB Pant.
What do they say?
There is no ICU bed in hospital, in any of the hospitals.
How many hours have you been on the road?
It's been since morning, 9 o'clock since morning. We are roaming here and there.
And what's your mother's age?
It's 53.
The crisis is that the ambulance has just one oxygen cylinder and it does not have the operational capacity for a full day, so it must be turned off every few hours. Rahul is worried. He asks us, where does he take her now? We have no answer.
It's night time and we are still here, but so our patients and so our ambulances. Some people here are waiting, still in hope to try and get a hospital bed. But among those waiting are also those who are now looking for a way to carry their dead from here to a funeral ground or a cremation site. And particularly for our poorer citizens, for those who live on the margins, for those who do not have access to resources or money or people to even talk to, this is an especially awful, awful time. And so many people we've met here have just collapsed. Being here for one day, actually just being here for one evening, brings home the reality of how India's health system is not just creaking, it has absolutely collapsed under the weight of this crisis.
As we leave, we meet Savitri ji. She is walking from ambulance to ambulance, begging the drivers, can someone help her take her daughter-in-law's body home? There is no space for the living. And now there is no space even for the dead.
या जिससे से पूछो वो कहते हैं मैं नहीं जाऊंगा, ये बॉडी जिंदा आदमी लाते हैं, मुर्दा नहीं उठाते हैं, मुर्दा नहीं उठाते हैं.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.